Hello everyone, it's time to turn the page in your life with this week's episode of Book Talk. With me today I have the pleasure and privilege of being joined by Ms. Shant'a Miller. Ms. Miller, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Great. I'm delighted that you're here to be with us. And she's not only an author, but she also has a nonprofit organization, P.A.B, which is Parents Against Bullying, and they're doing marvelous things. And instead of me talking and telling you all about what she does, because she has her hands in a lot of things, and she's also an author. So we definitely want to make sure we go out and support her. So I'm going to open the segment up by, hey, tell us something about yourself.
Yes, my name is Shant'a Miller. I'm the CEO and founder of Parents Against Bullying Virginia, and I'm also an author, like you said, of Let's Push, a Guide to Combating Bullying, which has been out since February the 12th, which we're very excited about this journey of life. I'm an advocate to help youth understand that it's okay to speak up and speak out against bullying. Those that don't have a voice, try to prepare them with a voice or be the voice for them. And just continuing to push awareness that bullying is real.
Okay, so go off script a little here.
Okay.
What gave you the idea for the book Push?
Okay.
Let's Push.
Well, what gave me the whole reason behind Parents Against Bullying Virginia is because one of my twin girls was brutally attacked by her bully in 2012 on the school bus, where she was kicked in the head for a total of 17 minutes by her bully. That's just a short version of the story. And from then, I just did not want another family to go left alone or not know signs. Try to be proactive instead of reactive, even though this is something reactive to something that happened to my family. But this is a healing tool for us as well, to let people know what happened with us and to share those things and to help them push forward in going through this or trying to prevent this in their lives.
Okay, gotcha. So hence the word let's push is let's get beyond this. Let's find solutions for this. Let's do better.
Absolutely. And PUSH stands for P is for patience,
Okay.
U is for understanding, S is for stability, to H is handle your business. So that's what PUSH is about.
That's good. That's good. Wow, that's very enlightening. And so if you haven't already, I really, really do encourage you. I'm getting my book as soon as we're done with this interview. I'm going online to order my book, but I really, really will appreciate, and I know that she will, that you support this project.
Yes.
What else is it that you have your hands involved with?
I am also a radio personality on Red Ink Radio Live. It's called Push Talk with Shant'a Nicole is the name of my talk show. It's every Monday, and you can download the app from your store on your Android, any electronic device. And again, that's Red Ink Radio Live is the station, but it's Push Talk with Shant'a Nicole. So that's one of the things. My full-time job, I work with at-risk youth with the Department of Juvenile Justice. It's so many different things, but that's just to name a few of the things that I'm involved in. So I know that this is God's plan, because it definitely was not my plan, because I used to be a hairstylist. I owned a salon. So I was perfectly fine behind a chair and just doing hair, making people feel good about themselves. Because when you look good, you feel good.
Right.
But God was just preparing me for something else.
Right. So instead of the outward appearance, you're now dealing with the heart of the issues.
Absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
awesome. That is awesome. So what is it that you currently have in works?
In works right now, I'm expanding our school tour, because that's one of the things that we do through Parents Against Bullying is a school tour. And I'm joined by some amazing other ladies. One is Melissa Harvell Liebram, which is the first African American to own a NASCAR team. So she's partnered with us, and she'll be on the tour with me. Coco from SWV, the lead singer from SWV, is our ambassador for Parents Against Bullying, so she'll be joining us, and we'll have an announcement later on this week about who else is going to be joining us.
Wow.
So we're just going to keep pushing awareness to our youth and families to let them know all walks of life. We're all pulling together to let people know that it's okay to speak up and speak out against bullying.
Outstanding. So with this P.A.B., with the Parents Against Bullying, with this organization, is this something that's national, or is something that you're seeking to take national, or are you just starting right here within the Hampton Roads area?
Well, of course, we started out in Hampton Roads, but we're international now.
International?
Yes.
I shortchanged you.
Yes.
I did. Forgive me.
That's okay.
International.
That's
Outstanding.
okay, because again, I told you with God's plan, you never
There you
know
go.
how far it can
Exactly.
reach, and we have gone international.
Outstanding, outstanding. So as far as the responses of the progress and the what it's doing out there within the communities worldwide,
Yes.
have you been getting positive feedback?
Absolutely. we have been reaching out, well, people have been reaching out to us because, on social media, the topic of bullying, I'm always tagged in it, or they're always inboxing me or emailing or calling or what have you. And we've been in contact with people all over the world with whether it's a situation where it's not so good, where the child has already committed suicide because of bullying, which is very hurtful to me, and it's becoming the norm, and we want to change that because it should not be normal. And we've also had some people to reach out to state they wanted Parents Against Bullying Virginia to expand to their localities, which we are going to start chapters in different states.
Nice.
So that is where our goal is. That's what we're reaching for. That's what our prayer is.
Okay, good. So with bullying, do you see it being different today than it was when we were coming up? Or, is it taken to another level?
It's another
right
level because of social media. We didn't have social media back then. If you could bully via a pager or a jump rope, or we'd be outside playing and things like that. Then, or when we write with the chalk on the ground, then that's how you would get to us. But back then we would fight about it, and then we'd probably be friends later.
Exactly.
It wasn't any all of these murders and suicides. We didn't hear about that. That wasn't something that we dealt with back in our childhood days. So absolutely, it has gone to a different level because of social media and because of the fact that it's taken, and something that happens here, people can see all over the world that you may not ever meet face to face, but that's that difference.
Right. And words do matter, and words do hurt.
Let me tell you, that sticks and stones may hurt my bones, and words may never hurt. I don't know who made that up, but those words, I tell kids all the time, that's untrue. Words hurt, words stick. Bruises heal, wounds heal, but words stick with you forever.
Exactly.
They will, and mental. That goes into that mental abuse. You think about those things years and years and years gone down the line, but those wounds will heal and may even go away. The scar may leave you, but those words stick with you.
Right. And like you were mentioning about social media, the impact that it has is that something may have happened when you were a child, but now it lives on in eternity in everybody's mind, and they can always go back and replay it.
Yes.
So it transfers from your thoughts of you thinking about it to everyone else knowing about it and reminding you of it.
Absolutely.
And having to deal with that. And along with the bullying comes something else that's very serious, suicide.
Yes, it's called bullycide, and the numbers are rising, and and the ages are getting younger and younger. Just in the last, I want to say 60 days, there's been so many suicides from children as young as 9 years old.
Wow.
And it's like back to back to back. So it's almost like, even for me as an adult, it's been hard to deal with. But it just gives me that push that I know that I can't stop, that we can't stop. We have to keep pushing because these kids need to know that there is hope. Our kids are losing hope. And in their generation, they're losing hope. And this is like the norm. It was just something on the internet, again, on YouTube, where in kids' YouTube, where the cartoon was playing, and behind it, this face would pop up and tell the kids how to go get a razor and cut your arm. And, it was telling them how to kill themselves.
Wow.
And these kids don't know that that's not what they're supposed to do, and they may think that it's like a cartoon where it comes back to life or what have you. So it's a lot that we have to be mindful of. We have to educate ourselves on as adults. You don't even have to be a parent, but as adults, know what's going on out here, and it's things that I have to continue to learn, and we have to keep our minds reading, educating ourselves on things, and passing the word on. So that's something that we really have to keep doing. So true,
and that is so devastating when you hear that social media would even allow such videos to give examples and show how to do heinous acts against yourself, and it's very into others. It's very disturbing. And even when they show on some of the television shows or some of the television news programs, people doing things just so they can put it on YouTube.
Yes, it's for likes, and we have to start understanding that life is not about likes.
Right. So true. So true.
We need to spread more love and not likes.
Exactly. So that is so true.
Yes.
So within your book, is there something in there to help out the youth as well as the parents, or is it the parents geared toward the parents?
Ask for both, and we're working on a second book specifically for our smaller kids. But this first book, Let's Push, Our Guide to Combat Bullying, has a little bit of everything for everyone.
Great.
But we definitely wanted to start out with making sure we have the first initial, what to look for, some signs. What is bullying? That's the first thing we have to make sure that people know, because some people don't know what bullying is. It's an unwanted aggressive behavior that's continuous by one person or multiple people, not just one time, but multiple times.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we have to make sure that we define in our book. And I want you to read the book. I don't want to give everything away,
Right.
but it's a lot of, it's maybe a little small book, but it's a lot of information in this book. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely.
Good, that's good to know. So looking long term with P.A.B. and other endeavors that you have going on, other adventures that you have going on,
Yes.
what's the goal? What are you looking to do?
Our goal.
What are you wanting to do that God would have you to do, or that you want to
Yes.
do? What is it?
Well, eyes have not seen and ears have
Ears
not
have not
heard.
Right.
But I listen to the whispers of God, because, like I said, there was nothing but Him that I was able to push forward from just that day with my daughter. And from that year and a half of watching her, she was having seizures 5 out of 7 days, and her telling me at 11 years old that she didn't want to live anymore. I knew that was nothing but God to keep pushing me, to give me what I needed to do to get this far.
Right.
So from that, what I would love to do and what my prayer is to just make sure that it keeps growing and growing and getting
Right.
more, where I am, where we're able to impact more in a positive, where we're able to give those tools to be proactive and not just reactive.
Right.
But if we have to be reactive with the tools that we need to be able to make it a positive. Just not, hateful things. Pull that hate out of it and turn it around. So that's my goal. And like I said, my goal is to be able to travel, to be able to continue to be that motivational speaker that I am, to be able to touch lives and to see people that I would have never thought that I would be able to
Right.
see, be in
Yeah.
places that I never thought that I would be able to be in. The other thing that you asked me earlier about, with Miss Melissa LeBron, she is, like I said, the first NASCAR owner of a team, and to have P.A.B. as the charity for the year for them in the NASCAR world is huge to me. That's not
It's
something I
very
would have
huge.
never
It's
thought
unheard
about.
of.
Absolutely, and to see our logo on the back of their trucks and cars, on the TV and other. And she just sent me a list of places where they're going to be.
Right.
I don't even have to be there, and God did that.
Right, exactly.
P.A.B. will be in places where I may not ever touch or may
Right,
ever
right.
never be. But the point of it is, they standing against bullying. Other people are standing against bullying.
Right.
The information is being spreaded that we're standing against bullying, and that the awareness and bringing it all back to us to say, hey, what is it you need help with?
Exactly.
We're here.
Exactly.
The village. We're the village. Let's bring the village back together to
Right.
be able to continue to grow and go.
Right, that is so awesome, because accountability, like I was talking with Mr. Josh Miller about, accountability
Mhm.
is something that's very needed.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're dealing with on both sides, with the parents and with the children.
Absolutely.
Because there needs to be an understanding of, first of all, what bullying is.
Yes.
Like you said, what are the signs of bullying?
Yes.
And more importantly, how do a 9-year-old handle being bullied? How do
Yes.
they determine whether or not they're being bullied?
Yes.
I mean,
And that's where it comes into, what do we do? What do you look for?
right,
Pour positive into these kids. You have to communicate. A lot of times we're communicating like this on phones.
right.
We have to
So true.
speak. We have to start talking at dinner time, or at least talking throughout the day. How was your day? What's going on? Encouraging them. We have to build them up so they're able to handle different things, because a lot of our kids don't know how to handle them because they don't have the tools to be able to face these things. And the world is cruel, even at smaller ages.
Right.
So that's
So true.
another thing. So we have to be that encourager. We have to give them the tools they need to be able to go through a daily life. And I always say, everyone has a story, but it's what you do with your story.
Right.
So we have to be that person. Take a piece of it. Everybody can do their part and pouring back into our youth. Go and volunteer in these
Right.
schools.
Right.
Go and volunteer in these community centers. Go and volunteer in the church, anywhere, everywhere, and start helping to be able to spread more positive.
Right. It's so easy for people to sit back and talk
Watch.
about how bad things
Yes.
are and say that this group of children, they're no
Yes.
good. Okay, well, they're that way because people like you pass them by.
Absolutely.
You're not willing to get out.
Right, and let me say this also, we don't leave out the bullies because
Right.
you're not born a bully. That's something that's a learned behavior. And it starts with the home.
Right.
So we have to look into our homes also about these things, and we have to try to turn that around.
Right.
And it's okay to seek for help. If you need help, listen, there's people that you can go and talk with. There's therapists, counselors. Utilize those things because of the fact that those things can help.
Right, and don't be
Don't be
too
afraid.
ashamed. or
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know?
Everybody needs a therapist.
Exactly.
And I'm just gonna say that. You know,
Right,
everyone needs a therapist. Everyone needs somebody to talk
to. Exactly.
Because we don't know it all.
Exactly. That
But
is
like
so
I
true.
said, what you do with your story, everybody has one, but it's what you do with yours.
Exactly. That is so true. So as we round out this topic for today, what is your God tip that you like to leave with the viewers?
My God tip is to, one, listen to her. Go on your faith walk. Continue to push, like I said earlier, patience, understanding, stability to handle your business. Walk in your purpose that God gives you. Find your purpose, walk in your purpose, and listen to God.
Right. And that is so true, being on the point of not many people realize that everyone has a purpose.
Absolutely.
Everyone. I mean, from the child all the way up to the oldest person on earth
Yes.
has a purpose.
Yes.
And it's about finding that purpose. And I think that part of it is knowing how to deal with issues that we have within ourselves
Yes.
that will set us up to be ready to walk in that purpose.
Yes.
So, and I think that with this bullying, with, Parents Against Bullying, that you all are doing a great job, in touching lives and changing lives
Thank you.
by the power of God, of course.
Absolutely. Without him, we could not.
Exactly. So by you changing their lives, now it gives that child the opportunity to focus on a purpose,
Yes.
to focus on a future.
Yes.
And it gives the parents that sense of stability that they don't have to stress when their child go to school, because now they know how to deal with it.
Yes.
Like you said, we can't hide from the things that are going on. We need to open up,
Yes.
talk about it,
Yes.
especially as a family.
Yes.
And the thing about bullying, it doesn't have a color.
No color, no age, and
Not at all.
no one is exempt from it.
Right.
No one.
Exactly.
No one is exempt, and we're just a vessel.
Mhm.
And we're just trying to make sure that we listen to what God is whispering in our ears to do and to walk out this faith walk. Because this is definitely a faith walk.
Exactly.
This is not anything easy, but anything that is of God, you just have to keep moving in your
Keep
purpose.
moving. Exactly.
Push.
Exactly, and not look back.
Absolutely not.
Keep moving forward. Well, Ms. Shant'a Miller, I
Yes.
really appreciate you being here with us
Thank you
today.
for having me.
I know that the audience really are grateful that you have came here and given us a good word in what your organization is doing, and we're looking for greater things from the P.A.B. organization.
Yes.
And if you can tell the people how they can support the organization in any type of way. Do you have a website or something? that you'd like to-
Absolutely. You can go on our website at www.pabva.com. That's www.pabva.com. And you can reach us by phone also at 757-329-2859. And everything is on our website. If you would like to donate, volunteer, or just have a question, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions and be of any support that you may need out.
Okay, and how can they get a copy of that book?
You can get your copy of this book on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Koba. You can Google Let's Push, A Guide to Combat Bullying by Shant'a Miller. And I want to say big thank you to 4 Unique Publishing Company and Sheila Taylor for being my co-writer, because you always have to have a team. You can never do anything alone. So I'm grateful to the team and to everyone else that was supportive, that helped me with my vision.
Right.
And I thank God for making it happen.
Hey, we're glad that He gave you the vision, and that
Absolutely.
you're the one that He said, this is the vessel I want to use for that.
Thank you.
Because you're definitely being obedient
Yes,
and following His steps, which He has ordered.
absolutely.
So thank you again for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Have a great one.
You do the same.
All right.